let's get started. And obviously the big story in the NBA last night, Kelvin, was the return of Luka. And, he piled up a lot of points, and the Lakers won, and there were tears and the confetti and T-shirts and all that. I'm going to say this. Luka had crocodile tears for me. I'm not buying any of what went on last night. Totally crocodile tears, fake crying, like this was the end. Oh, my God, like he had won 8 championships and he couldn't believe that he's not going to be in Dallas. And, they were showing Nico, the GM, and he was in attendance. You could see him. He wasn't hiding in the corridors or whatever. But when I think about this whole scenario and what happened in Dallas, there's only one person to blame for this. And it ain't the GM, it ain't the coach, and it ain't ownership. It's Luka Doncic himself. He's to blame, and fans don't understand this. You know why he's to blame, Kelvin?
Why?
Because he gave ownership, management, doubt about him to where they didn't want to sign him to $350 million. He's the one who gave them the doubt where they would rather not. We talked about this over and over. This is not a basketball trade. You don't trade a 25-year-old, 5-time All-NBA first-team guy. It's never happened. But his behavior, I don't have all the details, but obviously it spooked them. It scared them that they didn't want to turn over $350 million to a guy they can't trust. That's why Luka's in Los Angeles, not because of ownership or they're cheap or whatever you want to do. You can blame everybody you want. The rightful blame goes to Luka, period.
All right, so I'm going to start back with more of the night and the fact that you think Luka's tears were fake or crocodile tears. Stop it, Rob, because right now you are back in New York where you were honored. You literally went out of your way to be honored because you have a memorial there. And so therefore you know what it feels like to be honored for a place you call home and a place you love. And that's simply what happened to Luka last night. He was back where it started, back where he was a teenager in America, foreign country, where he was mentored by Dirk, mentored by Mark Cuban, loved by fans, learned to become a man. And out of the blue, he was not complaining. There were no trade request rumors. Out of the blue, the brother is literally closing on a home, and he got it traded. So, of course, that would be emotional. And what do we always hear when we hear from old players who, even if they're traded nicely, they say a request a trade and it happens. They always say, it's amazing when I come back to see the ushers and the concession people and the equipment manager, because they say it's those people I saw every day that made sure I had the food, made sure, gave me a hug on my way in. And so to see those people again and also to see a video where it all started, come on, Rob, I know you done got old, but your heart is still soft. It's still mushy. You still understand what that's like. So that's the first part when it comes to that. I totally understand why he shed the tears. Now, we go back to the organization saying who's the cause of this or who's to blame. I still stand that it's this new ownership group for multiple reasons. One, you don't give up on a player of this caliber yet. To me, you exhaust all options. And then what's the disconnect between Mark Cuban, who literally said I'd leave my wife before I let go of Luka, and now there's new ownership.
But he doesn't own the team.
Right.
Anymore.
So what I'm saying is you haven't been here, new ownership group, because the guy who had been there is literally 20-plus years, the owner, loved Luka so much so that he would never, I'm looking at my new Dirk, I'd never get rid of this guy. I'm hitching my wagon to him as long as possible. And in a matter of months or a year, he sells a team, and you're ready to get rid of him. Where's the disconnect that fast? Meaning you didn't even have time to invest, time to see, okay, what can we work with? How can we do this? How can we figure out? You're already ready to either get rid of him or just simply shed dollars. I count that as an issue with ownership. And if you did feel that way, if they subscribe to the Rob Parker plan, all right, then you got to give me more. You got to give me Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves and some picks. I need more. It can't simply be AD And obviously they got another pieces and Christie and all, but you get what I'm saying. I need guys. Austin Reeves can be a heck of a, as we've seen, third option, a really good third option. I need picks as we're rebuilding. So to me, if for whatever reasons Luka calls somebody's wife a B word or something crazy behind the scenes we'll never know, then fine, you have to get more. And it can't be an injury-prone guy in Anthony Davis when you're telling me, I believe at some point Luka's going to be injured. Well, you got the guy who's always injured, so make it make sense. So to me, it's just, and then you saw with your fan base how they feel about you. It looked like a Laker home game. They had fans were clever. They had fire Nico, but they know they couldn't walk in with the sign themselves or they would get kicked out. So this guy had F, that guy had I, that guy had R, that gal had E, and so on and down the line. They knew the Mavericks tried to cover up the noise. They played a bunch of music, and the only time in the arena you can't play music, it was when somebody's at the free throw line. And what happened when they had to be silent? Fire Nico. So they're in a world of hurt right now, man.
Easy. That's too easy. Fire the general manager.
It ain't him. You and I both agree on that. It's okay. Ownership.
That's too easy.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
He didn't do that on his own, and that's what I'm trying to tell you is the bottom line is Luka is the one who gave them doubt about him. Just like we talked about Boogie Cousins at a lower scale when they didn't want to give up the $200 million to Boogie Cousins. That's why this has happened to Luka. It has nothing to do with ownership. It has to do with they couldn't trust him. They couldn't trust to turn over $350 million to a 25-year-old out of shape who's doing other stuff that they're not happy with, who they couldn't control. Kelvin, you're ignoring a 25-year-old celebrating after going to the NBA Finals, after winning the Western Conference Finals, and they're taking a beer out of his hand. You're going to ignore that as if that didn't matter, right? That told you all you needed to do to know if you're really being honest with that situation. He wasn't illegal. All right, underage.
Right.
He wasn't drunk. He wasn't acting disorderly. He wasn't doing anything but being a grown man drinking a beer on a celebration. And they still felt compelled to take that beer from him.
Well, I feel like taking the baked chicken from you right now. I want to take the baked chicken from you right now. I don't disagree with that, but that goes to my second point. Then fine if you felt the need to do that for whatever reasons. And I think all of us agree maybe there's some stuff.
You keep saying that like for whatever reason. You got to be better than that. Come on, man. You can't ignore it.
No. I'm saying, no, we both agree.
Why did they do it? No. Why do you think they took the beer from him? Is what I'm asking.
The beer, clearly. I've talked about it a million times. When Michael Finley took the beer and did not hand it back, and when Luka's face looked very sour, that let me know there's something real there. Either he made a promise or they had him on a regiment or something. I agree with that. But my second point is, if that's the reason, whether it be alcohol, hookah, or you just don't believe in his training, you got to get more from me then. This is Luka Doncic, who was 25 at the time. You have to get more. So that's why, to me, it's multiple layers of failure to me on the ownership. You either, A, you just don't trade this guy, or B, if you do, you got to get more because now you didn't get more. Your fan base is all ruined right now. And it's just a blunder to me that I can already see the 30 for 30 coming in 10 years. Talking about Luka, who's to blame? How did you the reaction when it comes to him being reunited with the Mavericks fans and
crocodile tears and all that stuff?
The crocodile tears allegedly from Rob, which I can't believe. Rob, don't become this heartless, Rob. Stop it.
I'm not heartless.
You cried in there when they gave you the memorial. You said, the mural in New York. You know you cried there today. Don't front.
I didn't shed one tear. No,
you're heartless. Look at your old school showing you love. You ain't even cry.
It's beautiful. It's a great thing, but I'm not moved to tears over it.
877-99 on Fox. Let's go to Mark in North Kakalaki. Mark, you're on with the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
What up, Mark?
What's going on, fellas?
Doing good, brother. What you got?
Where you at in North Carolina? You know I'm coming there on Saturday to Greensboro.
Well, I promise you I won't be there just because of your take you had today.
Wow. Hey, Mark, let me remind you never to call in again, okay? Just go ahead.
Hey, first of all, it's management's fault. I do not care if Luka Doncic was doing lines of cocaine outside of the locker room. As long as he was
cocaine's a hell of a drug
to the championship, it's management's fault. He never missed the amount of games. He made NBA 5 straight years. So that means he was playing all those years, all those games, enough games to qualify for All NBA. He made Rookie of the Year his first year, and he just led them to the championship. If he's overweight, he's doing very good at an overweight size to lead the team, and he plays. He's just passionate. So why would you trade that away? You cannot.
Because there's something else there that they don't believe in, or he gave them doubt.
Or they're just cheap, Rob, and they don't want to pay him.
No, for a long-term contract. That's what happened. I mean, come on. We know this isn't a basketball trade. Just use common sense.
But it can be money.
You might not know, and then a couple years from now, you'll come back and go, oh, okay, now I know why they trade him. That might be your answer a couple years from now.
You're right. When he walking around with 2 NBA trophies, 2 Larry O'Briens.
Right. It ain't going to be with LeBron, I'll tell you that. 877-99 on Fox.
Let's go to Scott in Phoenix. Scott, you're on with the Odd Couple in Fox Sports Radio.
Thank you guys for having me, Rob. You could be dead wrong, sir. Sorry to disagree with you. But you're right. It's not a basketball move. It's a business move.
Oh, all right, Scott.
Ownership group is Mayor Nadelson, no?
We couldn't hear that last part. Say it again.
Who's the new ownership group of the Dallas Mavericks?
They're rich. They're casino people.
Right.
It ain't about money. They're rich. They're super rich.
You know, rich people like more money.
Yep, 100%. I like the San Las Vegas Mavericks.
Yeah,
2 years, you heard it first.
They're not moving there.
It's
no, they're
funny.
not.
Hey, thanks, Scott. It's funny that he said that.
That's not. The NBA is going to get somebody to pay an expansion fee to go to Las Vegas.
I do agree with you on that.
That ain't going to happen. I'm telling you.
But Jackson, Kansas City has the same idea about this move being more about a move to Vegas. Jax, is that what it is? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Kelvin, thank you for taking my call, sir. You know, man, Kelvin, Rob, all he knows about love is tap to pay. You know what I mean? And so he don't even know real love. He don't even know real love when he sees it. Like if he it don't mean nothing to him. So Luca showed the city some love last night. The fans showed Luca some love, and it's all good. The crocodile tears thing is crazy. Now I do have the same idea. You know, these owners have been trying to get the Texas legislature to pass gambling in Texas, and they won't do it. So of course they're putting the franchise in a position where it'll be a lot easier to just walk away.
Tell me how.
Extra money. They'll pay extra money.
No. It's not the same as having a franchise go to Las Vegas compared to Dallas. Stop it. You're gonna have it doesn't. No.
Even if you put another franchise in Dallas. These guys obviously.
Really? Really? That's what's going to happen. So they're going to move, and then you're going to put a team the same year in Dallas. Is that's what's going to happen? That's not what's going to happen. It didn't even happen in Cleveland when the Browns moved. They didn't get a team the next year. What are you talking about?
That is literally logistically impossible. Jax, thank you for the call.
Not going to happen.
Let's try to get a couple more in before we go to trending. Let's go to Art out in Glendale. Art, you're on with the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Man, Rob, I love you, but dude, you in a midlife crisis now about these ladies. You run around. The hell with beating around the bush. You run around the bush. That wasn't no basketball move. You mean business move or whatever you want to call it. You mean to tell me you trade Luca, overweight Luca for Anthony Streetcoats Davis.
I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to tell him it don't make sense.
Art, you got to understand. He gave them the doubt on why they
somebody else, Rob.
No. Forget about who they got. The story is that they traded him. They got rid of him. They dumped him, Kelvin. What don't you understand?
That
it doesn't
happen,
matter.
But you got to give me Anthony Edwards then.
No, it doesn't. Because you weren't getting Anthony Edwards. Stop it. And the point is, whoever was going to get him has to pay him $250 million, and it's got to be a certain franchise that's going to do that, and he'd have to want to go to that franchise because if you traded him, he still could opt out and not go there, not sign. Right. So there's a lot of things that go with it. It's not as simplistic as you make it.
Yes, it is.
No,
when
it's
you trade
not.
Luka Doncic, it's that simple.
No, it's not.
There's literally maybe Jokic and Nokic, meaning nobody else that you couldn't trade for Luka. That's it. Jokic is the only person that you might not be able to get for Luka.